So anyways, that right there, that's the actual accounting. What happened to Hank Williams' hat when he passed all the many years ago, way back up there in West Virginia. So whatever happened to the hat, man? Well, I don't rightly know. I mean, man, I'd just be lying to you if I told you I knew what happened to that hat. I'd just be lying to you. Was there anybody? I mean, anybody that might have some idea? Well, there's one feller, but hell, ain't nobody heard from him in probably now in 30 years now, you know, at least that long. Yeah, and who's that? Well, that right there would be the Crow. Excuse me? The Crow. The Crow. Thaddeus Henry Crow. Good God, boy, don't tell me that you ain't never heard of the Crow. Well, I'm sorry, but, yeah, you are pretty sorry. Call yourself a musician, I tell you what. No, man, you know, I gotta apologize. I shouldn't go accusing like that. I don't even know you that well. I'm sorry. I got no right to say that. So who was this guy? Well, you ever heard of a band called the Grateful Dead? Well, yeah, I think I have heard of those guys. Oh, yeah, no, I have, yeah. How about a couple old country cats by the name of Willie and Waylon? I think I've heard of those guys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. Okay, for the grand prize, how about a little quartet from across the pond that they called the Beatles? Well, sure, man, everybody's heard of the Beatles. Well, what's that got to do with it? It's got everything to do with it. Everything. Back in the day, man, back when it was all happening, there was some kind of magical, mystical, musical mojo, you know, coming down the pike, and I guarantee you that the Crow was knee-deep in it. I mean, you know, man, I just heard stories, you know, that, you know, you might just be hanging out with him at a party or something, or maybe a recording session, you know, you might just be catching a buzz, maybe liked you, thought you had something special, you know, he might take you off, show you a few licks on the guitar or something, but my favorite stories are about how if he thought you had the light in you, then he just kind of slip up on your left side and whisper sweet, angelic lyrics in your ear. Next thing you know, bam, you got yourself a platinum album, baby. Yeah, it's a Crow, all right. Man, I can't believe I've never heard of this guy. Well, don't be getting too hard on yourself, you know. Now, I mean, like I said, this all happened way before you was even born or anything. So, tell you what, man, I like you. You're all right. You're all right. I can tell you're good people because I'm a people person. So, you give me another shot of that brown whiskey right there, and I'll tell you all about it. Well, sure, man. Help yourself. Well, okay. Thank you kindly. I don't mind if I do. 1965, it's a wonder he was still alive. So we headed out west, looking for something that he just couldn't define. We rambled around jamming with anyone that could really blow his mind. That's how we ran into Jerry, I believe it was in 1969. And he traveled with the dead and the music flowed likewise. Was in Lubbock, Texas. Oh, Willie and Living liked having the crow around. They said he was crazy, but they got the way he could make his guitar sound. And when he left that town, he was New York City bound. That's where he made his last record. He said it was inspired and the rhythms that he found. But the record exec said he couldn't define the sound. So it never was released in 1975. 1975. Spotted hanging out with John Lennon. The crow talked John into playing just one more time. John made another album and it felt alive with the crow standing behind. And that all began in 1979. 1979. December night, 1 year later. It was the last time the world saw Lennon or the crow alive. He said he couldn't live with it, couldn't live without it, so the crow really took flight. And he flew into history clean out of sight. Well, some say was seen on the slide in Juarez, Mexico. Sometimes you don't come back, don't come back. So the next time you're loading up your gear, you see an old man lingering and you're trying to steer clear. Well, he might have a story to tell, you just never know. You might be a stop on the flight of the crow. You're just another layover on the flight. Yeah, it's a crow, all right. Man, you never know where that sucker'd show up. But I tell you what, man, just between you and me, you know, since we're buds now and all, sometimes late at night after it's all been packed away and all the amplifiers are all shut up and everything, you know, I lay here in my bed at night and I think, man, there must have been thousands of crows back then, you know. And now, you know, they were part of the project, they were part of the whole thing, but, you know, man, now nobody even knows who they are anymore, who they were, what they did, what they gave. Yeah. Anyway, did I ever tell you that story I know about that roadie that used to work for the Grateful Dead? No, man, what was up with that? Well, he spent all day sitting up one of them big old speaker towers they're so famous for, you know, and he had him a plan.